It began with one sentence. A sentence that no one expected to hear from him. Sam Heughan, known for his calm charm and endless grace, sat under the bright studio lights, answering questions about his life, his work, and of course, Outlander. It was supposed to be another friendly interview, another glimpse into the life of the man who had given the world Jamie Fraser. But when the host asked about Caitriona Balfe, his longtime co-star, his partner in everything, his closest confidant, the mood shifted. The interviewer smiled and said, "Fans still talk about your bond with Caitriona. After all these years, what does she mean to you?" For a second, Sam hesitated. His smile faded. He looked down, took a slow breath, and then said quietly, "Some things are better left in the past." The audience froze. The words were calm, but the tone was sharp, distant, almost defensive. It was the kind of moment that lasts only a few seconds in real time, but echoes for days afterward. The clip hit the internet within hours. Headlines exploded. Sam Heughan's cold words shock fans. Has the friendship ended? From soulmates to strangers, what happened between Sam and Caitriona? Fans who had adored their friendship for years felt the heartbreak instantly. For nearly a decade, Sam and Caitriona had been the unshakable duo, the living embodiment of loyalty, laughter, and connection. They had weathered storms together, smiled through endless interviews, and always spoken about each other with warmth and affection. So why did it sound like bitterness now? Social media erupted with confusion and grief. "Please tell me he didn't mean that," one fan wrote. "This can't be how it ends," another pleaded. Some defended Sam, saying he must have been misinterpreted, while others feared the rumors of tension might finally be true. Meanwhile, Caitriona Balfe stayed silent. For days, she posted nothing, said nothing. Her absence spoke louder than words. Paparazzi photos showed her at an airport, wearing sunglasses, her expression distant. The same woman known for her calm composure suddenly looked fragile. The silence stretched for nearly a week. Every entertainment outlet speculated about what had gone wrong. Was it personal, professional, or just exhaustion from years of being in the public eye? Had the endless gossip finally taken its toll? Then, finally, Caitriona spoke. At a small charity event in London, surrounded by flashing cameras and reporters eager for a statement, she was asked directly, "Do you have anything to say about Sam's comment?" She smiled faintly, not the bright, dazzling smile fans knew, but a tired, knowing one. Her voice was soft, almost whispering. "Sometimes people say things they don't mean when they're hurt," she said. "I'll always have love and respect for him." The crowd went silent. Even the reporters stopped shouting. The way she said it, without anger, without defense, carried more weight than any argument could. It was forgiveness in its purest form. Her eyes glistened, but she didn't look away. "He's been through a lot," she added quietly. "We both have. Fame is not always kind." Those words broke hearts around the world. In a matter of minutes, her quote spread across social media, flooding timelines with tears and admiration. Fans called her grace personified. Articles described her as the embodiment of compassion. She didn't retaliate or explain. She simply humanized the man who had hurt her, showing that beneath the fame and headlines, they were still two people trying to navigate a world that constantly misunderstood them. People began replaying the old interviews, moments where they laughed uncontrollably, where Sam playfully called her his partner in crime, where Caitriona said, "He's one of the kindest souls I've ever met." Seeing those clips now felt bittersweet, like watching a memory that would never come back. But something about her tone gave fans hope. She hadn't closed the door completely. Her words weren't cold or final. They were sad, yes, but full of tenderness, as if she still believed in the bond they once shared. In the days that followed, more headlines emerged. Caitriona Balfe responds with grace after Sam's harsh words. She chooses love over bitterness. Fans from across the world began using the hashtag #WestEndWithCaitriona, but surprisingly, many also defended Sam. "She's right," one fan wrote. "Maybe he's hurting too." And that, perhaps, was the deeper truth behind it all. For years, both of them had been carrying the weight of their shared story, the love of millions, the pressure to live up to the magic they created on screen. When Sam finally broke, it wasn't cruelty, it was exhaustion. And when Caitriona finally spoke, it wasn't retaliation, it was empathy. By the end of the week, one thing became clear: this wasn't the end of their connection. It was a reminder that even the strongest friendships can falter under pressure, but love, in any form, doesn't simply disappear. Caitriona's voice had turned heartbreak into humanity. And though her words carried pain, they also carried hope, the kind that says, even if we fall apart, I still wish you peace. The internet didn't calm down after Caitriona's quiet statement. If anything, it grew louder. Fans across the world replayed her words again and again, mesmerized by her strength and grace. Sometimes people say things they don't mean when they're hurt. That single sentence reshaped the entire narrative. Suddenly, the story wasn't about anger anymore. It was about pain, about the invisible weight both of them had been carrying for years. Behind the cameras, people close to Sam began to speak out. A friend of his, quoted anonymously by the Scotsman, said, "He's exhausted. He's been working non-stop, and the constant attention on his relationship with Caitriona, real or imagined, never ends." I think his words came from frustration, not from malice. That one explanation shifted everything. Fans began to understand. The man who had built a career on being open and kind had reached a breaking point, not with Caitriona, but with the endless cycle of speculation that blurred the line between their real lives and their on-screen love story. For nearly 10 years, they had been linked so tightly that it became impossible for the world to see them as separate people. Every red carpet glance, every laugh, every touch became fuel for headlines. Are they together? Did they fight? Are they secretly in love? The noise never stopped. And while fans meant well, the pressure was suffocating. In a follow-up interview, Caitriona acknowledged that truth. "It's strange," she said. "We gave people a story they fell in love with, and in a way, that's beautiful. But when the cameras stop rolling, we're just people trying to live our own lives." She didn't mention Sam's name again, but she didn't have to. Her words carried compassion, a kind of unspoken forgiveness that only comes from understanding someone deeply. Then, a few days later, Sam broke his silence. He posted on his social media, not a long apology, but something far more personal, a short note written over a quiet black and white photo of the Scottish Highlands. "Words can come out wrong when the heart is tired. I'll always have respect for those who've walked this journey with me. Especially her." The comment section flooded instantly with emotion. Fans cried, cheered, forgave. Caitriona herself liked the post, and though she didn't comment, that small gesture was enough. It said everything. For the first time in weeks, the noise began to fade. Entertainment outlets shifted their tone. People magazine called it a public apology wrapped in poetry. Entertainment Weekly described it as the most mature response Hollywood has seen in years. But perhaps the most touching reaction came from fans, those who had watched their friendship evolve over the years. One fan wrote, "They taught us that love doesn't always mean agreement. Sometimes it means choosing empathy over pride." Soon after, both Sam and Caitriona were spotted together again, not on a red carpet, but leaving a charity event in Edinburgh. The photos told a quiet story. Sam walking beside her, his head slightly bowed, Caitriona smiling softly as if to say, "It's okay now." There were no interviews, no press statements. Just two people who had been through the storm and emerged stronger for it. In the weeks that followed, industry insiders revealed more context. During that fateful interview where Sam made his harsh remark, he had just finished a grueling filming schedule and was dealing with online attacks that had taken a toll on him. The interviewer's question about Caitriona had come unexpectedly, and in his exhaustion, he had let his frustration slip. He later admitted privately, "I should have chosen my words better. She didn't deserve that." When asked about it again in a separate appearance, Sam's tone was different, calm, reflective. "We've been through so much together," he said softly. "We're family, in a way. No words can really change that." That line, "We're family," became the closure fans needed. Caitriona, too, seemed lighter in her next public appearance. When a reporter gently asked if things were okay between them, she smiled and said, "Of course. We've known each other for too long to let a few words get in the way." And just like that, the chapter that had begun in heartbreak ended in understanding. The story wasn't about betrayal anymore. It was about forgiveness, the quiet kind that doesn't need cameras or headlines. Fans wrote essays and posts celebrating their maturity, calling them role models for how to navigate friendship under pressure. One tweet went viral, reading, "Sam stumbled. Caitriona forgave, and in that moment, they reminded us all how real love, even in friendship, looks." Weeks later, during a fan convention, the two finally appeared on stage together again. When asked how they managed to stay so close through everything, Caitriona laughed softly. "We've been through enough storms to know that the sun always comes back," she said. Sam turned to her and added, "And she's usually the one holding the umbrella." The crowd erupted in laughter and applause, but beneath it all, there was a feeling of relief. That the bond they had built, the one fans had cherished for so long, was still intact. They didn't need to say they forgave each other. The way they looked at one another said it all. In the end, Caitriona's heartbreak had become something beautiful, a story not about pain, but about grace. And Sam's regret had turned into a reminder that words, no matter how sharp, can be healed with truth and humility. Together, they proved once again what made them special, not perfection, but humanity. Because even when words hurt, love, in its purest, most patient form, always finds a way to speak louder.